You know that dress Carrie Bradshaw wore in Sex and the City and you swore you needed it? Or that oversized blazer the influencer promised was essential? You bought it, wore it once, and now it is there, collecting dust and guilt. Here is the truth nobody tells you. The fashion industry does not want you to be elegant. It wants you to be a consumer. And there is a brutal difference between those two things. And listen, I have fallen for every one of these traps, some of them more than once. Every bad purchase feeds on your fear of being left behind, your desire to belong, your illusion that style can be bought on clearance. But elegance? Elegance is built by eliminating exactly what sabotages you. Today, you will discover the 8 traps that drain your money, clog your closet, and steal your confidence. I will not promise magic solutions. I will give you clarity. That uncomfortable clarity that stings at first, but frees you in the end. If you are tired of dressing from a place of insecurity, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and leave a like, because what comes next will challenge everything you were taught about being fashionable. And the first thing you will always regret? It starts before you even open your wallet. Jeans that punish your body. That pair of jeans you can only zip up while lying in bed, holding your breath. There is a modern form of torture you pay dearly to feel. That pair of jeans that cuts off circulation, digs into your stomach, and forces you to hold your breath when you sit down. You bought them on a hopeful day. Hope that your body would return to what it looked like at 25, that suffering was a sign of style. But you are not wearing jeans. You are wearing daily punishment. Kate Winslet once said she refuses to wear clothes that make her feel like less than who she is. When a powerful Hollywood woman draws that line, it is not vanity. It is self-preservation. Breathe. Think about the last 3 times you wore jeans. Almost every woman holds on to a low-rise skinny from the 2000s, the same style seen on magazine covers with Britney Spears. She kept it thinking, fashion is cyclical, but forgot that her body is too. Or maybe you fell for the destroyed jeans with rips that hit all the wrong places. What should look cool becomes embarrassment every time the tear stretches wider than it should. The inconvenient truth: that pair of jeans is still there because you have not given yourself permission to accept who you are now. And each time you look at it, your self-esteem shrinks a little. The solution? A straight-leg pair with mid or high waist, in a fabric with a touch of elastane, the kind of piece that makes you forget you are wearing jeans, because it works for you, not against you. And what comes next usually hurts even more, because it seems harmless. Shoes that only look good in the box. That pair you opened like it was fine jewelry, but turned into torture after 10 minutes. Have you ever bought a shoe because it was beautiful, expensive, and perfect for that occasion? On the day of the event, the truth came out. 10 minutes in, and your feet were at the mercy of cutting straps, wobbly heels, and pinched toes. You spent the night thinking about when you could take them off, and elegance became a euphemism for, I am pretending not to be suffering. Sarah Jessica Parker admitted publicly that years of wearing Manolo Blahnik destroyed her feet to the point she needed surgery. The woman who symbolized the shoe fetish confessed she paid a steep price for the illusion. If that made you uncomfortable, it means it hit the right spot. Almost every woman owns those thin-strap sandals that look like sculpture, with 7 interwoven straps that cut off circulation and leave red marks. Or fell for the comfortable flat with a sole as thin as paper that after 2 hours makes you feel every stone on the ground. The brutal truth: uncomfortable shoes do not make you look elegant, they make you look tense. Because elegance is lightness, it is fluid movement, and nobody belongs anywhere when they are quietly limping. The solution? Shoes with ergonomic soles, block or medium heels, models with wide straps that support without hurting. A soft leather loafer, wide-strap sandals with padded insoles, a block heel pump. If walking gracefully is not part of the deal, the shoe does not deserve space in your closet, but there is something even worse waiting for you. Clothes that break up your silhouette. That blouse that looked perfect on the hanger, but in the mirror added volume where there was none. The problem is not your body. It is geometry betraying you. While you blame yourself for not having the right shape, the truth is that you just chose the wrong cut. Queen Elizabeth II wore the same style of clothing for decades: cinched waist, skirt at the right length, never cutting her figure in half. And even at 1.63 meters, she always looked commanding. She understood that elegance is about respecting proportions. Breathe. Look at your wardrobe now. Almost every woman bought that coat that ends at the widest part of the hips, creating an unwanted frame, or fell for the wide belt over a loose dress, which chopped her body into 3 sections, turning a flowing dress into a visual disaster sandwich. The uncomfortable truth: every time a piece of clothing divides your body into horizontal blocks, it works against you. The solution? Pieces that create vertical lines: straight dresses, tailored pants, long cardigans, monochrome looks. If you need to accentuate your waist, use thin belts in the same color as the outfit, never wide, contrasting ones. And if you think that was bad, wait until you see what is next. Crazy pieces that never leave the hanger. That item that looked like art in the store window, but turned into a costume in the mirror. Have you ever bought something that screamed, "An interesting woman wears this"? You brought it home proudly, hung it with reverence, and since then it has been there, untouched, silently judging you. What was supposed to be expression became nothing more than an expensive mistake taking up space. Diane Keaton became famous for wearing masculine suits and eccentric hats, but she wears them every day. It is part of her identity. The difference between style and costume is consistency. If this is resonating with you, keep going with me. Almost every woman bought that asymmetrical ruffle blouse because the salesperson called it a statement piece, but the only statement it made was, "I bought this during an identity crisis." Or fell for the beige trench coat every list calls essential, except she lives in Sao Paulo, where it is 82 degrees most of the year, and wearing a trench coat here is like film noir cosplay in a tropical climate. The uncomfortable truth: those pieces do not represent who you are, they represent who you think you need to impress. Fashion as performance never works because it lacks authenticity. The next trap is even sneakier because everyone has fallen for it at least once. Clothes for a life you do not live. That long dress that seemed perfect for a dinner that never happened. Or that high-tech gym set bought during a Monday I will start burst. But that has never seen the inside of a gym? These pieces are unfulfilled contracts with imaginary versions of yourself. Every time you see them, you do not feel inspired. You feel quiet failure. Gwyneth Paltrow sells a lifestyle through Goop, detox, yoga, cashmere, but she lives that life with a team, resources, and time. Breathe. Think about your real life. Almost every woman bought the designer bikini promising, "This year I will go to the beach every week," but she lives 3 hours from the coast, and her real vacation involves visiting family inland. Or fell for the long gown, imagining fancy dinners, but the reality is, her events are casual dinners where a gown makes her look lost in the dress code. The brutal truth: the industry does not sell clothing, it sells fantasy. But elegance is not aspirational. It is honest. It is dressing for the life you actually have, not the one Instagram tells you to live. You might even feel your stomach twist now, because the next category hurts. It is the most expensive of all. Expensive pieces that carry guilt. Do you have a piece that cost the equivalent of a month of groceries, still with the tag on, kept like a museum relic? That designer handbag paid in 12 installments, that never left the box because you are afraid of scratching it, afraid you are not worthy of it? That is not an investment. It is an expensive penitence. While the piece sits aging, you sit aging under the weight of guilt. Princess Diana had Dior handbags and used them all, in hospitals, at events, on trips. She understood that luxury left unused loses its purpose. Almost every woman treated that expensive silk dress as an emotional investment, thinking it would transform her into someone more sophisticated. But it remains hanging, collecting dust and financial regret. The painful truth: an expensive item you never use does not add value, it adds shame. And luxury that makes you feel guilty is not luxury. It is self-sabotage wrapped in tissue paper. But wait, because the next mistake is even more insidious. Clothes that carry painful memories. Do you have something in your closet that you cannot wear, but also cannot let go? That dress from the wedding anniversary before the divorce, or the blazer from that job that drained you from the inside? Those clothes are not fabric. They are wearable ghosts. Every time you see them, you do not feel nostalgia. You feel a weight in your chest. After Princess Diana passed away, Prince William kept some of her clothes for years, but eventually realized that holding on to the dresses did not bring her back. It only prolonged the pain. He donated them, let go, moved forward. Almost every woman still keeps that coat from the phase when she pretended her life was together, when inside she was falling apart. Or that blouse she wore on dates with someone who hurt her, but insists on keeping it because it is pretty, it was expensive. What for? To remind herself of who she was when it hurt to be herself? The uncomfortable truth. Some clothes carry trauma sewn into the seams. Keeping them is not preserving memories. It is refusing to heal. Letting go of these items is not losing the past. It is finally choosing to stop living in it. And now, get ready, because the final trap is the one nobody admits out loud. Purchases made from loneliness, not necessity. Have you ever woken up to a delivery notification for something you barely remember buying? Or seen a string of online purchases made at 2 in the morning, after a terrible day, after a loneliness that felt endless? You were not buying clothes. You were trying to fill an emotional void with polyester. Oprah Winfrey, who can afford anything, once admitted she shopped compulsively for years to cope with childhood pain. She had closets of tagged clothes, shoes never worn, until she realized that consumption does not heal trauma, it only delays facing it. Almost every woman still believes that clearance dress will make her feel better, that the 3 too cheap to pass up pants will fill the hole left by a lonely Sunday, by a relationship that is not working. The brutal truth. Every impulsive purchase made in a rush, in escape mode, is not about clothing. It is about trying to buy relief packed in a paper bag. And the elegance you seek? It begins when you stop using your closet as emotional first aid. Now that you have seen all the traps, the question remains, what should you do with all of it? So, what do all 8 of these traps have in common? Simple, none of them were about you. They were about fear, pressure, loneliness, or illusion. Almost every woman bought the punishing jeans thinking her body was wrong, bought the torture shoes mistaking pain for sophistication, kept crazy pieces trying to seem interesting, clothes for imaginary lives trying to be someone else, luxury pieces feeling guilty, wearable ghosts refusing to heal, and shopping carts escaping feelings. Take a deep breath now. Because letting go of those pieces is not about emptying your closet, it is about creating space in your life to breathe. Every item that leaves frees not just a hanger, but also a part of your peace of mind. Elegance is not about what enters your closet, it is about what you finally have the courage to let go of. Open your closet after this video. Touch the pieces that weigh you down, and see what happens when you choose lightness. If this video resonated with you, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and leave a like. Because every week I bring the kind of conversation that makes you rethink everything, without judgment, only clarity. And share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because sometimes, what we really need is not more clothes, it is more awareness. Now tell me in the comments, I have let go of those traps. Write this if you're ready to release what no longer serves you.